Welcome to Thoughts in the Glass podcast. I'm LaToya.
And I'm Kendra.
And this is a weekly podcast where we share our unfiltered thoughts and opinions on a variety of topics.
So sit back, relax, and join us in a conversation of real, raw, and ridiculously funny commentary.
Period. Every week we do a drink of the night. Kendra, what's the drink tonight?
So tonight's drink, in honor of our guest of honor.
Special guest.
We're going to have it's mango juice. Lord, what I do? Pink lemonade with a little bit of Malibu.
Just a splash. Just a splash. We're going to cheers.
Cheers. Wait, grab. Mm-hmm.
This is a drink.
Period.
Right.
Oh, it's so soothing.
Uh-huh.
Refreshing. I love it.
Okay. Well, as I've mentioned her time and time again,
Friend of the pod.
friend of the pod, the best grandmother you could find. My girl, Chrissy Pooh. Welcome to our podcast, girl. So today we wanted to have an opportunity. I know we did Uncle Daryl.
Mm-hmm.
We've done Ruby. We've had Sanithia and Tony. So I wanted the opportunity to bring my grandmother on.
Yeah.
Because I talk about her all the time. And I need y'all to correlate who I'm talking about.
Put a face with the name.
Put a face with the name.
Yeah.
The stories with the attitude.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Hey.
and who I get it from. So, welcome to our podcast, Grandma.
Thank you, grandchildren. My great-granddaughter.
No, I'm not your great-granddaughter.
My granddaughter
Yes.
for doing such a great things for me.
Period.
I think I deserve all of that.
You do.
And
hello?
more.
Hello? Okay. All right. So, Grandma, do you mind me telling your age? You okay?
No, tell me that.
Okay. So my grandmother was born in 1933, and she will be 92 in December.
December 24th, I'll be 90.
Christmas Eve, she'll be 92 years young. Don't play with her, okay? So we want to talk about your life story, all the things because you've accomplished so much coming from Union, South Carolina.
You're a southern girl. Out of the cotton patches of South Carolina.
Okay.
Period.
And from going from sharecropping to the Great Migration coming to D.C., just all of the things, sending kids to college, all the stuff. So we're going to talk about all of the things. So, growing up in...
Wait, before we get there, though, you said your birthday was December 24th, which is Christmas Eve, and that connects to your name, right?
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
So, can you tell us your whole name? Are you comfortable with that?
Yes, Christine.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to know more?
Yes. What's the name that, before Christine, what was your name?
My name was Eva. My given name by my mother was
Eva Christine.
Meadow, which is my last name.
But born on Christmas Eve.
Yes,
Born
that's
on
why it was
Christmas
Eva.
Eve.
I love that.
Yeah.
I thought that was so cute.
I think we all should have something we connect our names to.
Yeah.
That was Eva Christine, because I was born on Christmas Eve.
So why did you take the Eva off?
A little boy teased me at school one day, and he said I was Eva.
Oh, no!
Oh, yeah. So I dropped the Eva.
I know that's right. But I feel like I would have dropped the Eva and made it Diva.
Okay. Because, look, fits her well. Would fit you right on well.
She's not Eva, she's a diva.
Okay.
I dropped the Eva. I no longer wanted that. As he teased me, that's the reason why they named you that, because you are so evil.
Wow.
See?
Interesting.
Somebody could change your whole story just by something foolish.
Wow, that's crazy.
So, great granddaddy's name was
Lucius Meta.
Lucius Meta.
My mother's name was Margie Johnson, which is when she got married, she became Marta.
Meta.
And those was my parents.
Mm-hmm.
And my daddy, he was born in the 1800s. Don't ask me what year, because I don't recall the year, but I know it was in the 1800s. And my mother, she was born in 1900.
Okay.
And I always remember the 1900 because she was born on like an Eva Eve, the cup of 1900.
Okay.
And with my father, he was sharecrops. We had all livestock, mules, cows, pigs. I worked in the cotton fields of South Carolina, picking cotton, hoeing cotton, chopping cotton,
Wow.
chopping wood. Born on a Christmas Eve cold day in a Christmas, it must have been cold there, in a little shack, 2 bedrooms, I do believe, maybe 3, not sure about that. And we heated this house by the fireplace. And my father, fondest memory of me having my dad and my family, was we gathered around this little fireplace, trying to keep warm. Mama always said, you burn up in the front and you're freezing in the back. Because there was no heat in the back.
Right.
And so my mother had the big, nice, pretty legs. And her skin must have been very tender. By her sitting close to that fire, her legs somehow would blister from the heat. Yeah.
Yeah.
But through it all, we survived it. And we made our own quilts to keep us. I was born in the house. There was no electricity, no running water. But look at us now.
Okay.
Amen.
Okay. So it was the 4 girls. Was that all? Because it was a Cat, a Ruby, a Alice, you, and I thought you had some brothers.
My brother Junior.
Okay.
That was by my mother and father, although we had other siblings who was my stepbrother. My father, he was married twice, so was my mother. So there was other siblings,
Gotcha.
but this is born to the Meta
To
family.
the Meta family.
But the total of all of us together, my father was the father of 15 children.
Wow.
And that was a lot of us. But we never lost count because there was always someone coming in. I have nieces and nephews, and we share the same birth year together.
Mm-hmm.
But now I am so grateful, and so I'm still able to tell this story.
Yes.
And it's a wonderful story to tell. I had a wonderful childhood life, growing up with my parents. And my father, he was a peddler. A lot of people don't know what a peddler was during that time. But Daddy always had something to sell. We always had plenty of food to eat because we lived off the land.
Yeah.
We grew everything. Go out in the field and pick tomatoes and pick string beans. And, it was just a good life. Nothing came in a can, nor a bag. We'd go to the fields and we harvest our own food. And I think that is one of the things that we, as children today, we had our own cows. We had our own hogs. It was a good life.
Yeah.
For me it was. Because it was no life that I knew.
Sure.
You lived a life that you know. And take that chicken, wring his head off, stick him in a pot of hot water.
Get all the feathers
Pluck the
off.
feathers.
Pet the fella, and it always had those little, what was those little fellas called? And then you swing it. Those little, get all those little fine, cut that right, so open, put him in a pot of grease, fry.
Fry some chicken up.
Fry some, it was so
It was
delicious.
delicious.
Mother, she was the baker of the family. She could make those biscuits, cook them on that wooden stove without any gauge to tell you how long they're supposed to be in there, what temperature you cook on. And my mother would take her hand and wave it around in the stove to see if the stove was too hot. They know exactly how many sticks of wood they couldn't put in that stove
Wow.
to get the temperature that need to make those biscuits brown.
Wow.
We had cakes.
Oh, you lived a life.
I lived a good life.
Yeah.
And most of all, we ate good food.
And
We
that's
didn't
it.
have all these problems that we have today.
Yeah. Did you go to school in South Carolina?
Yes, I think my school where we went, it probably was 5 miles one way. And
Here we go. 5 miles one way up the hill,
Yeah.
barefoot, 3 feet of snow.
And then by your time, and in the evening before we would leave school, it was a little school. I can see the schoolhouse now. It was a 2-room schoolhouse with the blackboards. You do your lesson on the blackboard, then you erase it and clean the blackboards for the next day. And we had, as we progressed in life, the government set out a hot lunch program at school where there was another wood stove in the kitchen. One of the students would cook the food. And my sister, she was an excellent cook. She loved to go in the kitchen and cook for us. And we had hot lunch at school.
Oh, nice.
So wait, your sister would go in the kitchen at school and
Yeah.
cook lunch for y'all, for the
Yeah,
students.
For the students.
Oh wow.
But it was a wonderful, we had wonderful time.
Yeah.
She could make the best old mashed potatoes.
When you were in South Carolina, what year did you stop school?
The highest we could go to that, I guess you call it grammar school grade. It was probably the 7th grade. When you got to the 7th grade, in order for you to further your education, you'd have to go in town to like a boarding school, which that school was named Sims High. And that school was like, I guess 15 miles from where we had no bus transportation. That meant your father, your parents had to put you in a boarding school over there with someone that you know. Most people had some relatives they go with, so they could go to high school. Unfortunately, I did not attend high school. When I finished the grade school, that was the end of my education. But I was fortunate enough to come to Washington, D.C. I remember the first job I had was what they call a domestic job. A domestic job at that time entailed so you going had a living job. I don't think it was paying about $12 to $8 or $9 a week, maybe 12 at the highest wage, and that was what you call a live-in job. That means you stayed.
Stayed at the house.
And I guess today they call them a nanny.
Yeah.
You know, but mine was like a live-in job. And I was working for these very good, nice people. I thought they was nice, in which they were, because they gave me a little room in the basement. And I stayed and taking care of their kids while they would.
So you moved up to D.C. at what age?
Yes, I would be about 20 or 21.
Okay. So you moved up with a 7th grade education. So when you came up, was their family already up here?
I had a sister. My sister, her husband, he was in the Navy when they got married.
Which one is?
Bernice.
Oh, okay. This is the Bernice. Okay.
Yeah. And so Bernice, she came to Washington with her husband when they got married when he came out of service. And then they relocated. When coming back to Union, there was no work there for them to do. Then they began to migrate. Then that's when we started migrating.
Okay.
And so all came to a little 1-room, 2-room shack, 4916 B Street Southeast. And from there, then the others, we all started coming here. Our first jobs were domestic work because that was all who was here.
Yeah.
And everything else was history. But you grew from you learned from that. And we always good providers. We like I said, come to a little two bedroom shack, but we made it. And each one would go. I have a letter from when we all had money to send back home to my mother, to the family back, and then they began to all start coming here. That's how we all ended up in D.C.
Wow.
Got you. So you were doing domestic work, and then I know at some point you ended up working at Howard.
Oh, I've been through many jobs.
So after you left the domestic job, because was it around the same time when you had Mommy and Aunt Lynn?
When Tina was born, my first job, it was industrial. I went to work at a copycat store.
Okay.
8th and H Northeast. And that store, that was when I started like in retail.
Okay.
And from there, I was working as a maid, cleaning out the bins to clothes and hanging up clothes. I was not a sales clerk. And I worked there for, I guess, about 5 years, taking care of my babies. And from there, I had an opportunity to kind of move up to another retail store that was in downtown D.C., Washington. At that time, when I moved down there, they was only hiring maybe white people. It wasn't not a job for colored people. So when I went to the unemployment office, I became unemployed for some reason I don't know right now. The man told me, he said, we have 2 jobs, 2 stores, uptown D.C., which is on F Street, downtown Washington. And they was looking. So when I went there, that was just to begin what you call integration.
Oh.
When they started hiring blacks in stores.
Got you.
But due to my stash, I guess my good looks will cover whatever.
Don't play with her. We're going to drop all the pictures in there while you saying it. I know.
He said,
let the truth come out.
He said, but this job is for a maid. He said, but we going to put you on front. That's when they first started putting black people in stores out front. I was one of the first to integrate. George Klein's on F Street.
Wow.
From there, I went to the State Department. Yeah, I worked at the state for a minute.
So what were you doing?
So wait, before we get too far ahead, because I feel like I'm keeping track of the time. So we came up here, you were about 20, right? About 22.
Yeah.
So at that time, if my math is right, this is at the start of the civil rights movement, right?
Yeah, the March on Washington.
Or even the Montgomery
boycott.
All of that is just starting. And you
that is the beginning.
Yeah.
It's the beginning. And you coming here to DC. And so all of this is going on, and then you get this opportunity to be one of the first people integrated into this job. I guess my question is, like, what did that feel like in the moment? Like, you see everything that's going on. You see all the strides or like the beginning of the civil rights movement, and this is kind of like historic. Like,
it is. We're moving on up now.
Yeah. So how did you feel? We think about it now as like, wow, but like you were there, so like, what did it feel like?
I came up through it. It made you feel real good, and that you're somebody important. But you got to learn how to be productive. And like when I used to go for an interview on a job, like today, I would claim that job before I get there, because you got to go with the quality. You got to claim it. This is my job. And to tell you the truth, I don't think I ever was turned down for a job.
Okay.
Wow. Did you know in that moment how important it was, or did it feel like you just living your life?
I was living my life, but I knew that if I continued to do well, it would get better.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when my children going to school, me being a single mother at that time, and you know, it was I always had something to look forward to. I knew that life could be better. And I think that what I see today, I don't care what situation you're in, if you put God first and foremost in your life, you can progress. And that's where I see that. Unless you have God and you look up to Him as being your provider, because He is a provider. We got to provide this resource there so we can move forward in this life. And so, you know, that's my life story. And I tell anybody, if you don't know the Lord God, He is a provider. You know, I can truly say that He has provided for me, having children going to school. I'm a mother now.
Yeah.
With 3 girls, where do I go? But I always strive for better things, because I want better things for them. Oh, you got 3 kids in school, one in high school, somebody's in junior high school, somebody's in middle school. It just was a life. I always faced life as a challenge, and it's a challenge. And you have to continue to do that.
Yeah.
Never say you can't.
Yeah.
Just say, I will.
Yes.
And then, you know, when the day came, when they started graduating from high school and get a certain award and scholarships and things, where did I go from here? This is another challenge. When my oldest daughter graduated from high school, where did she want to go? But I instilled that you got to get an education. She wanted to go to college. I didn't know how I was going to make it, but I knew if it was a will, it's a way. And so when she applied for trying to get in Howard University, that was her first preference. But she was denied because no income was there for her to go to Howard. Somehow, she applied for Dunbarton College. That's unheard of today. That was a college in upper northwest. I think it was on Connecticut Avenue.
Okay.
And it more or less was a white college. So one day I came home. I will never forget, it was on a Saturday, and this letter had come that she had been accepted on a scholarship.
Oh.
Wow.
And did the tears flow?
I bet. Because I'd have fell out. I'd have fell out.
Oh, I was crying. I called one of my best girlfriends. I told her saying had been accepted at Dunbarton. She went there for 3 years on a scholarship. After her 3rd year, going into her senior year, the college had closed down for lots of fun.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Was she able to transfer?
So what happened then, she reapplied at Howard.
Okay.
And she got accepted. And that's where she's a graduate.
Okay. Come through. Look at you guys.
And she was the first of all of my father's grandchildren. It was like a breaking time because she was the first of the girl to graduate from college.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's just
And her mother was always a genius.
so, and she'll be on the podcast at some point. When you bring everything together. When you left South Carolina, I'm gonna go back a little bit. When you left South Carolina, you already had Unsane.
Yeah, Sam was born in South Carolina.
Yes, and
At
so
Wallace Thompson Hospital.
So I want to ask, as a mom, I love my kids too. Like, how difficult was that to leave her to migrate?
You know what? I don't think it was difficult either. I was too young to think. But I just knew I had to make a better life for myself. But I left her in good hands because I left her with relatives. Someone that was close to her, and they loved her, and they treated her as their own. And so she stayed there. And it was not difficult for me leaving there.
Because you knew you was leaving her in the best hands.
How old was she when you left?
I think Sam was 2.
Okay.
But I left her in good hands.
Yeah.
But I always kept in touch with her, and I always provided her while she was there. And I think when I sent her clothes back home, and I think she was the one best dressed kid in the school.
Wow.
Because she in fashion.
Okay. Her clothes was coming from D.C.
Look.
Her clothes come from up
my
north.
mama sends it from the north.
And not only that, coming from up north, but I made everything.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so seamstress extraordinaire here. So Mommy always talks about the pivotal turning point of going to school in D.C. and her guidance counselor kind of saying that she's excelling so much that it was it wasn't the best thing for her was to go somewhere else, go to the boarding school.
Oh, Tina, when your mother came out, I gave her the report card. When she came out of Wilson Junior High School, over her class.
Wow.
And what did she want? A full scholarship to a college prep school.
Wow.
West Town, Tina left home, left me when she was 15 years old.
And so now, you had to go through this. Now this is the second time. Now your second baby is leaving you to go, to further
Her
education. And it's like, how did that make you feel?
Oh, everything was a good feeling.
Yeah.
I tell anybody, I've had a good life.
Yeah.
It may have been hard, but it was good. That's what I focus. Life is. He didn't tell us it's gonna be easy. But trust him. My life has not been easy, but it's sure been good.
And listen, you preaching the word.
Okay. So you get to the State Department. What were you doing at the State Department?
I was in sales.
Okay. So you moved from
Clients on F Street.
Clients on S Street to the State Department to do now sales at the State Department. Okay. And so how was that experience? Because I know with you working there, and I've experienced this with Daddy, Mommy said when she would come home, she was able to get a job working at the State Department.
Sure.
And
Travel.
Well, she said she was in the photo first.
Yeah.
And then she went into travel. And so it's just wonderful to see like how from moving from Union, South Carolina with a 7th grade education, getting up here, being able to make these all milestone moves, and then putting your children in position to even further excel.
Yeah.
And so I know I have a picture of you graduating. Where were you graduating from? Your graduation picture.
When I was an adult, everybody was gone. But the kids, mine, Sam and all was gone. They had gotten their college degree.
Okay.
I went to Howard. I said, you know what? I still had to determine that I want to get my high school diploma. I went to Armstrong, worked every day, left the hospital, walked down to Armstrong School, and got my high school diploma.
Okay, and how old were you?
Going on 50.
Wow.
But you know what? Have a determination.
Yes.
Sit somebody before you. I had one thing in mind. I had finished education because I always said I would never remarry with the kids being
Oh yeah, young.
young. Um, the kids was grown and gone and making their own thing. I said, now it's time. And I said, I'm gonna get me a husband and my high school diploma.
And what you do? Get you a husband and your high school diploma.
So those were your goals, and you accomplished it.
I got my high school diploma in June. The next week I was going down the aisle with my husband. Give me a husband.
Okay, period.
Always.
Don't listen. The manifestation over here. She said the Lord every time will deliver.
He
Provide.
And provide you twice. Doubled up on it.
And everything I had wanted to do in life, like when I started, I was a seamstress, I was sewing, making wedding dresses, them three little dresses there. I made those dresses.
For the
Oh,
girls,
wow.
yeah. I'll make sure we have the
Those
pictures.
are the babies.
So when you were a seamstress, were you also selling clothes or?
Oh, I was buying and selling and making.
So kind of like your dad, just super resourceful, like always having something that you could do or say. I'm listening, Grandma. I'm listening.
Always, yeah. When I went to Howard, that was when when Oprah became popular. What do you remember Oprah brought to fashion that she always wore?
Suits.
Scarves.
Oh, scarves.
I started making them scarves up.
And then the other thing that you would also talk about, because you were really in the church, always having like not pupils, but people that you kind of
mentees.
Yeah, mentor, doing things like that. So I remember when you used to go to the thrift store.
Oh yeah.
And get clothes and resize them for like plus size women, and do them up. What made you want to do that? What gave you that?
It's something that's born in me. I always want to do better and be better at anything you do. You see this here? This one of my fashion show seams.
Oh, wow.
We did that at a church.
It was like an African theme.
Oh, I've done that one too.
And you made those?
Some of them was made and some was bought.
Just altered.
This was made.
This was a fashion show?
This was at one of the churches.
Okay.
So you're just like a all around woman. So one of the things that I love to do is to bake. And so
Oh, we'll get to the baking later.
She done took over. She said, hold your horses.
hold on for a second.
That's on part
These are
two.
the fashion show. See,
We on the
fashion.
fashion.
We on the fashion.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you was doing it.
And you know what? I know how to put. That's me. I was in a
Oh,
fashion.
you look so nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
So these are some I didn't make. But I was like the coordinator for these fashion shows.
You were the coordinator.
Oh yeah, tell them.
So
how
you was making pieces and also coordinating the fashion show.
Not only that, but like when people come with an idea, I have to say, you never spend money before you make money.
Amen. What Uncle Darrell say? The nuggets.
Okay.
You never spend money before you make money.
Okay.
And so when he came with an idea at the church, when they finally allowed me to do it, one of my mentors at church, she said, you can do it. Said, we're going to do this fashion show. We're trying to do a fundraiser. I said, well, we are not going to go anywhere. We're in these white folks' clothes, taking them back. We're going to do this fashion show with us, with what we have. Wear your own clothes. If you don't have no clothes, I'll go to this one and buy you something to put on. That's what you do. It was just the things that I know I'm gifted with, and I use it. You can have many gifts. They said God gave you a 5, and I guess I did those 5, maybe I 10. But you got to learn to use what you have, and you can make it. But when you just see, well, I have a gift, gab for someone, produce what you have. And so what you do is, I said, we're going to do this. And so Miss Watts, she's gone on. She said, I'm going to put you in charge. So when they brought me with my little committee, we put them in charge. I said, first of all, we're not going to rent no clothes that you got to take back, mess them up, you got to clean them, and they don't take. And I said, as far as the food, we're going to prepare our own food. And you're dealing with scared people. What do you think we can do? I said, we're going to do it all. I went to the thrift store. I clothes on. Those some just had something. Wear what you have. Everybody got clothes in the closet.
Put it on.
And feel good about it.
Yeah.
So we got through that, and then we got down to the food. And so this lady, she's going to have spaghetti. And Yo and Kathleen, if you're having spaghetti, I ain't getting my clothes on, miss. No spaghetti.
No, she got a point. She got a point.
You see the
Why would they do spaghetti?
Right.
No, people getting their clothes messed up.
At a fashion show.
Right.
And so I said, what we're going to do, we're going to have a dinner. That's what I wanted. And so we came with the menu, sliced turkey with cornbread stuffing. We had a lady that could do some good cornbread stuff. Mr. What was that man's? He could do a thing with turkey because that's what he had done, slice of turkey. Maybe string beans. And what else did we have? But anyway, we cooked our own food. And as far as the dessert, Christine was going to get the desserts done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not only did you coordinate, make some of the pieces,
Make
but
the
you
list.
also doing the desserts too.
Oh, I did the dessert. And so somebody...
Renaissance woman over here.
So somebody was saying, one of the ladies, you know, we have so many people that have so many doubts about what you can't do because they don't do nothing. Because they think you can't. Or you think you can do it. I said, I know I can. So what I did, everybody that I knew could stir up something. I said, hey, make them have. I think your Aunt Kath made me a cake. So I just made me a cake. I made as much as I could do. Stayed up half of the night, all night or whatever, getting them cakes together. So we had enough dessert. Miss Smart Butt, she went out and bought these little big fat black and white donuts. Spending money.
Right.
You ain't
Before
give
she
me
made
that.
money.
Exactly.
She didn't learn. She didn't listen.
She ain't take the nugget.
All of them was left.
They ain't eat the
No,
donut.
they ain't eat the donut. And that's what she get.
They had to give them away. But you know what? They ate the cake.
I bet you they did. I bet you they did.
You know, I just thank God for His blessing. That's the reason why when I have an opportunity to spread this word, some people don't want to hear what you say. It's a way. My mission is, like right now, I have a mission starting up at 50. It's coming to play. I want to be I don't say a motivator speaker, an inspirational speaker.
I feel like you already are.
Yes.
You already do inspire.
Yes. Just your existing, and then you don't gatekeep your story. You don't gatekeep or keep it to yourself. You spread the word. You spread like joy, how to do things. You don't keep it to yourself.
Because I know how to do. How can I tell you how to do something you don't do nothing?
Yeah.
But and back to this cake making. I tell you, we get to the cakes later. And so, how did I start making cakes and selling them?
I don't know exactly how, but I thought for a long time. Because people be coming up, especially around Thanksgiving. Any holiday. Well, I got to bake the cakes. I got to do clients. I got this going on.
And sometimes I put on a special. Mm-hmm. My special was a pound cake and 2 sweet potato pies.
Yes.
I might make a special out of that and put a price on it.
Mm-hmm. So you've done the fashion show. Now the girls are older. How did you and Mr. John meet? We're going to go back to when you got married. So you got your GED, and then you got married.
And your husband.
And your husband.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you and Mr. John meet?
Oh, that's a story.
Okay,
We ready.
Tell me the story.
We ready.
When I was at Klein's, back to Klein.
Okay.
I met him many, many years ago before we got married now. It was a long gap in between there. When we was at Klein, it was a guy, nobody had no car but Mr. Klein, who was the owner of the store.
Right.
He had an old station wagon. And he let his porter drive the station wagon home on the weekend. And so when Willa began on where he said, hey, what he called everybody slam. I'm going uptown this weekend. And he was the porter.
Okay.
But he was John's friend.
Oh, okay. 'Okay, 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 '
It was a Saturday night. You know, we done finished work. We done our 5 days. This is Saturday night, so there was a party room.
Mm-hmm.
It was right down that basement. I met John. You know, he was a little quiet fellow, but he was the owner of the house, of course. He had 4 children, and I had 3. Our kids got to be. They grew up very close together for a minute or two while we was dating. Because his kids used to come to my house, my kids. You know, we was there. We was just dating. But somehow, I don't know what happened with that date. He said I was too fast for him.
Oh, don't play with you. Don't play with Christine.
And he made it too slow, but I kept it moving.
She said it wasn't no motion.
It wasn't no motion.
I got to keep it moving. All right, I got to go on.
He was just so laid back. Man, did that. But then one day I was working at Howard now. I done made a lot of transfers.
Yeah, listen, you done made a lot of transfers.
I kept it moving.
Kept it moving. So, okay, so after Mr. John,
when we second reunited.
Oh, before that, because between Mr. John, I'm sure that, because you said you've gotten married 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
So, one was Unsan's dad? Okay. After that was
Scott.
So was Scott in between when you met Mr. John and when y'all reconnected?
2.
Was he after Mr. John?
After you met him?
No, Scott was number 2. I was a Scott when John and I started dating.
Excuse me.
Wait a minute. What?
You said you was with Scott when you were with Mr. John?
No, Scott was gone on.
Okay.
You had already divorced him.
Oh, yeah. Separated. No, I had just separated.
You were separated.
Because he got incarcerated. And I didn't have no problem getting a divorce.
Wait a minute. Wait. It's too much. We got to back up. What's the tea on Scott? What happened?
He got incarcerated.
How? What'd he do?
He was okay, but he was working at, where was he working? Oh, the Pentagon. And so that morning I heard this rapping on the door. And I thought it was the people who was to pick him up to take him to work.
Right.
Because, you know, you know how people use carpool to work and all that kind of stuff. I thought we had overslept. But then I said, somebody's knocking on the door. He said, I go see who it is. So he went to the door. And then he came back in there. And he said, that damn Emily. That was his children's mother.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the mother,
He wasn't paying her child support.
Child, they got him for back child support.
And they put his butt back in D.C. jail.
Wow.
And so when I got up to try to wake up and find out what was going on, I would never forget this lawyer. And because I was trying to find out what was they locking him up for. This is my husband.
Exactly.
And so Mr. Johnson, no, who come up when you locked? I think they were.
Was the sheriff or the
parole officer, I guess.
Oh,
I don't know.
It was to lock you up would have been because he would have had a warrant. So probably just like DC police.
I don't know who it was, but anyway. And so he told, don't tell her nothing. But that
don't tell her nothing.
You're
his wife.
Was this the lawyer or Scott?
My husband.
Scott said don't tell you nothing?
Cause no, he was saying the lawyer don't tell me nothing.
What?
But you know what? We had some good policemen. The police who that take and haul his butt away. So he said, who is she? He said, oh, that's my wife now.
My wife now?
Yes.
What?
And so he left his card. He said, anything that you want to know. He gave, his name was Lawyer Jackson. That's who I was to call. And so when I called the lawyer, honey, time enough couldn't come me to call out down to whoever I had to call Jackson. And he said, no, he said, you'll have to bring you some papers down here to prove who you are. And I give you any information that you need.
Wow.
And that's what I did.
So what, they just needed your marriage license?
Proof that I was his wife. The wife, but Emily was the wife, which was the other one, the children's mother.
Right.
Oh, I got down to that man. If he didn't talk to me, he gave me some good advice. He said, leave him alone. And then when I checked the rental office, he had paid no rent.
Mr. Scott had you. He had you
And working at the
messed
Pentagon.
up.
And working at the Pentagon.
Government, yeah. Hadn't paid no rent. So when I went to the Willoughby office, the rental office, they was nice to me. They advised if I would just vacate their premises, that they forget all the back rent.
Wow.
Because he was in jail. So I had another encounter with his mother. Oh, she was calling me up. Oh, and his check came during the time while he's incarcerated. You know, I got that old check because I think it came through mail. And I went over there to see him. He told me to bring him the Bible.
Now he want the Lord.
Now he
want the Lord.
They try to give you the Lord this whole time. Well, now you need him.
When you wasn't paying child support, you wasn't thinking about no Bible.
Right, and no rent.
So here me, my little dumb self, took the Bible over there, but I couldn't take it in. And I did not know I had an experience going into the jailhouse to see my husband. And I thought you just walk in and you have a sit down like, no. You gotta talk through the screen.
Mm-hmm.
He on that side and I'm on this side. And he went there. So he broke down some big crocodile tails and all that. And so I brought him me a little Bible, came back home with that. And after real estate people told me to vacate the premises, I started packing up.
You and your girls.
I started packing up. Miss Whitney was taking care of the kids, I think, at that time. I luckily, God blessed me with a lady who took care of my kids 24 hours, day and night.
Wow.
And so they wasn't exposed to any of that craziness. And so got my little stuff packed up, and I was out. Girl, I would never forget that. That was in February. Walking street one day, up Maryland Avenue, Northeast, and I saw this house at rooms for rent. Because, you could rent rooms. Mm-hmm. And there was these two guys, and they was paying or doing something in this house. And so he said to me, he said, only thing about it is we have a vacant room, but there's no furniture. That was right down my alley.
Mm-hmm. I got plenty of furniture.
Right.
I got furniture.
I ain't got nowhere to put it.
I don't need no furniture.
Right.
Don't ask. Girl, another gate opened up. I was able to move my furniture out of there, open an unfurnished room, and that's where I stayed.
Wow.
Until I could do better.
So, Mrs. Scott's in jail now. Y'all are separated, on your way to divorce, and this is at the time where you start dating Mr. John.
No, it was a long time.
Everything.
Okay,
it's
so
a time
after
gap.
Scott, now you're in the room for rent. You're still working at that time. Where are you working?
I think I must have been a copycat.
Okay.
I was a copycat. Yeah, a copycat, which is right there, Maryland Avenue.
Mm-hmm. So you were able to find you a room
that I could walk
that
to.
You can walk to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I know for a while you didn't have a vehicle.
I never got a vehicle. Tell Lynn and lady, when did I buy? I bought Lynn a car. Somebody car before I bought my own car.
So you were able to, and I just want to kind of reiterate that you were able to raise your children, go to school, put your kids through school. You were a seamstress, a baker, a choreographer,
event planner,
just all of these things. And it's like people are like, oh, I can't do such and such because I don't have a car, or I can't do such and such because I don't have a way to get there. And you just made a way out of no way.
You know what? What you're saying is true. And looking back on it now, I remember when Tina came out of high. How did I get around to all them different schools I had to go to?
That's the question. That's the biggest question.
Because the three girls went in 3 different schools.
At 3 different times.
So how did you do that?
I don't know. But not only that, but when Tina went to, where did she go? Her first school was she was in West Side, when she was in high school.
Because I know she said you borrowed a car from a friend to actually move her up.
I don't know. I really don't know. Because I asked her one day, how did she get down to the bus station that morning?
How you get where you was going, girl?
But when she was at Westtown, that was in Pennsylvania. What was it? Chester, Pennsylvania. I know. But they had a little gently bus. I had to go down to the Greyhound bus station, trail bus station, and get a bus to Philadelphia. But you had to be there at a certain time to go out to the campus in Westtown, Pennsylvania. I ain't never figured out how I got down to the bus station that time on bip. They get that little gently bus going out to the campus. But I did it. And for every game she had, I was there.
Oh.
She did volleyball.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did volleyball. I know she did track as well at
Yeah.
one point. She did hurdling. She was a hurdler.
And I would get up there, and it was another family. They was from Richmond, Virginia, and they would always bring me back to D.C.
Because they had to come through here anyway.
Honey, I have a story to tell. I said, only thing when you're going through these trials and tribulations, ask God to give you the strength. As long as you're going to go through something.
Yeah.
So you can go through the fire, but you don't get burned.
We're going to listen. So this will conclude part one.
Okay, we can stop it right
We're
here.
going to stop it right here because we're going to go into Mr. John getting into horse and dickies, selling your cakes, doing all of these different things.
When I done moved it on up.
Well, that was another great episode. Make sure you
like, subscribe, hit the notification button, tell a friend to tell a friend.
drop down in those comments. This is for episode 1. What else? Y'all gonna get these because it's gonna be back to back. So unfortunately, your comments won't be answered.
We won't see them before the
video.
next section. Yeah.
However, I will follow up. If anything you want to know, ask about Christine, her story thus far. Get up in them comments. And with that, we'll drink to that.
We all are. I was thrown off.